Chapter 1. Generations of Computers. Learning Objectives. Understand early counting tools. Identify the abacus and its usage. Learn about Pascal's adding machine. Explore the Leibniz calculator. Recognize early IT inventors and their contributions. Identify different generations of computers. The history of computers. Computers, as we know them today, have evolved significantly over time. The history of computing devices dates back to ancient times, when humans used simple tools to perform calculations. These tools gradually developed into the sophisticated machines we use today. This chapter will explore the journey of computing devices, starting from the earliest tools to modern computers. Early counting tools. Since ancient times, humans have needed ways to keep track of numbers for trade, astronomy, and daily life. This need led to the invention of various calculating devices, starting with simple tools and evolving into complex machines. Fingers, pebbles, stones, sticks. The abacus. The abacus is one of the earliest known mechanical devices used for calculation. Invented around 3000 BC in China, it consists of a wooden frame with rods containing beads. The frame is divided into two sections, heaven and earth. The rods in heaven have 2 beads each, while those in earth have 5. By moving these beads along the rods, people could perform addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. Pascaline. In 1642, Blaise Pascal, a young French mathematician, invented an early mechanical calculator known as Pascal's adding machine or Pascaline. This device used a series of gears and wheels to perform basic arithmetic operations like addition and subtraction. The user would input numbers by turning the wheels, and the result would be displayed on the machine. Fact: Pascaline was the first gear-driven mechanical calculator. Leibniz calculator. The Leibniz calculator, also known as the stepped reckoner, was an early mechanical calculator invented by German mathematician and philosopher Gottfried Wilhelm Leibniz. It was designed to perform addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. No more. The Leibniz calculator, created in 1673, was one of the first mechanical calculators capable of performing addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. Early IT inventors. Charles Babbage. Charles Babbage is often referred to as the father of the computer for his groundbreaking work in developing the first mechanical computers. His inventions laid the foundation for modern computing. His most notable inventions are the difference engine and the analytical engine. Difference engine. Babbage designed the difference engine to automatically calculate and print mathematical tables. Although it was never completed in his lifetime due to funding issues, it was a significant step towards automated computing. Analytical engine. The analytical engine, conceived in 1837, was a more advanced design. It included basic components of modern computers, such as an arithmetic logic unit (ELU), control flow in the form of conditional branching and loops, and memory. The analytical engine was programmable. Augusta Ada Lovelace. Augusta Ada Lovelace was an English mathematician and writer. She is often considered the world's first computer programmer for her work on Charles Babbage's analytical engine. Augusta Ada Lovelace's contributions to computing include the idea of using binary code, 0s and 1s, instead of decimal numbers. Dr. Herman Hollerith. Dr. Herman Hollerith was an American inventor who developed a mechanical tabulator based on punched cards to rapidly tabulate statistics from millions of pieces of data. His invention was a significant advancement in the field of data processing. Hollerith's system was first used in the 1890 U.S. Census, where it significantly reduced the time needed to process data from years to months. Generations of computers. First generation. The first generation of computers, spanning from the 1940s to the mid-1950s, were enormous machines that used vacuum tubes for circuitry and magnetic drums for memory. These machines were the pioneers of the computing world, marking the beginning of a technological revolution. Mark I. Mark I, also known as the IBM Automatic Sequence Control Calculator, (SEC), was developed in the 1940s by Howard Aiken. Mark I could automatically process data and execute instructions, which was revolutionary at the time. Mark I's development marked the beginning of the computer revolution. Did you know the Mark I was 51 feet long, 8 feet high, and weighed about 5 tons? ENIAC, the first electronic computer. ENIAC, Electronic Numerical Integrator and Computer, was developed in 1946 by John Mauchly and J. Presper Eckert. It was the first electronic general-purpose computer using vacuum tubes instead of mechanical parts. ENIAC was capable of performing a wide range of calculations at unprecedented speeds, making it vastly more efficient than earlier computers like Mark I. UNIVAC. UNIVAC, which stands for Universal Automatic Computer, was one of the first commercially produced computers. UNIVAC was developed by the same team that created ENIAC, led by John Presper Eckert and John Mauchly in 1951. It marked the beginning of the era of commercial computing and was used by businesses and government agencies to handle large amounts of data. Tidbit: UNIVAC I had an internal memory of 1000 words and used magnetic tape drives for storage. Features of first-generation computers. First-generation computers were very large. They used vacuum tubes for circuitry and magnetic drums for memory. They were slow and less reliable compared to later generations. Input-output operations were carried out using punched cards. Second generation. The second generation of computers, developed in the late 1950s and 1960s, used transistors instead of vacuum tubes. This made the computers smaller, faster, more reliable, and more energy efficient. Features of second-generation computers. Second-generation computers were smaller in size compared to the first generation. They used transistors, which replaced vacuum tubes. They used magnetic tape and magnetic core memory to provide better storage capabilities. They are faster and reliable. Third generation. The third generation of computers, developed in the 1960s and 1970s, introduced integrated circuits, ICs. These ICs, made of silicon chips, allowed multiple transistors to be placed on a single chip, further reducing the size and cost of computers while increasing their speed and efficiency. Features of third-generation computers. Third-generation computers were made of integrated circuits. They were smaller and more powerful computers. They used keyboards replacing punched cards. No more integrated circuits were a major breakthrough in electronics, leading to the development of modern microprocessors and computers. Fourth generation. The fourth generation of computers, starting in the 1970s and continuing to the present, is marked by the use of microprocessors. A microprocessor contains the entire central processing unit, CPU, on a single integrated circuit chip. Did you know the Intel 4004, released in 1971, was the first commercially available microprocessor? Features of fourth-generation computers. The development of microprocessors allowed the creation of personal computers, PC. Graphical user interfaces, GUIs, made computers more user-friendly. Networking introduced computer networks and the Internet. They used hard disks to store data. Fifth generation. The fifth generation of computers used advancement of technology led to the development of portable devices such as laptops, tablets, and smartphones. These are based on artificial intelligence, AI, and aim to create machines that can think, learn, and adapt. These computers use advanced technologies like quantum computing, machine learning, and natural language processing. Desktop computer, laptop, smartphone. Features of fifth-generation computers. Improved size and introduced portable devices such as laptops, tablets, and smartphones. Artificial intelligence enables computers to perform tasks that typically require human intelligence. Natural language processing allows computers to understand and respond to human language. Chapter Essentials. Early humans used simple tools like fingers, pebbles, stones, and sticks for counting. The abacus, invented around 3000 BC in China, is a mechanical device for calculations. Blaise Pascal invented Pascaline, an early mechanical calculator, in 1642. Gottfried Wilhelm Leibniz created the Leibniz calculator for various arithmetic operations in 1673. Charles Babbage designed the difference engine and the analytical engine in the 19th century. Augusta Ada Lovelace is considered the first computer programmer for her work on the analytical engine. Dr. Herman Hollerith developed a mechanical tabulator using punched cards for data processing. Computers evolved through different generations, from the first using vacuum tubes to the fifth with AI and portable devices.